Hi everyone, welcome to our new episode by Sky English Podcast. Today's episode is very interesting for both Vicky and I. We are going to talk about the 11-11, which is
Yeah.
also known the Singles Day. So, before we dive into the topic, we would like to thank all our listeners who have been listening to our episodes. Thank you so much for your feedback, and your feedback was much appreciated. So, Vicky, do you have anything to say to our listeners?
A big thanks to all our listeners, and please continue to follow us for more amazing content.
Yes, all right. So, let's dive into our today's topic 11-11, the Singles Day. So,
Yeah.
11 is celebrated differently around the world. So perhaps you can start first, Vicky.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure if other countries are celebrating the 11/11, but with the growth of the internet, so I think many countries may be influenced by us to run some promotions.
I think in Malaysia, 11-11 is actually very famous for biggest shopping event where you can get good deals during this day. But I wasn't really aware of the Singles Day. So now that I hear that, oh, there's a specific day for only singles, I feel very happy. The only holiday to celebrate being single as a counter to Valentine's Day. The event has grown into weeks-long online shopping festival that peaks on November 11th. So, how does being single mean in different culture, especially your culture in your country?
So I think culture views on being single vary widely. Like in Western societies, singlehood is increasingly seen as a phase of self-discovery and independence. But in more traditional cultures, like some parts of Asia, being single past a certain age may carry a social stigma. Especially in some backwards areas, often tied to family expectations. But in China, singlehood is now more openly celebrated as a choice and a lifestyle that promotes personal growth.
I think we have this a similar thing in Malaysia also. So being single means in our culture, it is kind of like a taboo. However, now people are being more progressive. It's like it's okay to be single, but there will be once in a while that people are like, oh, you are single, your life must be so boring and sad. You should find a guy on time or find a girl on time and get married. So there is the common stereotypes that exist, but there are more people also being happy being single. So I think now the cultural perception on being single is a bit different, I would say. So do you get pressured by the society to be in relationship on nowadays, or is it seen as a positive celebration of being single? What do you think, Vicky?
Yeah, I think it depends on the individual and cultural context. Like in China, while some people may feel pressure to be in a relationship, especially if family and society expect it, but many young people now see 11/11 as a positive celebration of singlehood. The shopping aspect helps reinforce the idea of self-indulgence and treating oneself, which shifts the force away from relationships.
I think the more people that I talk to, the more I realize, especially those who are married, ask me to be single. That is the funniest part. It's like, oh, you have to remain single, Gaia. Do not get married that early. Enjoy your singlehood. So I was very surprised when married people they gave me this kind of advice to remain single. So I feel like, oh, maybe it is a blessing in disguise, to be single. Yeah, it is a positive celebration of being a single life. Yeah. So, what do some people feel happier or more fulfilled being single? So, why do you think that people feel very happy when they are single?
I think because it allows them to focus on personal goals, career growth, hobbies, and self care without compromise. Like single individuals often enjoy greater freedom, financial independence, and the ability to make spontaneous decisions. I've often heard elders say something like, you have to do what you want to do while you're single. You won't be able to do it after you're married. So when you get married, you start a family, you have more responsibility. So it's better to be single.
That's true because especially if you're a woman, then they will say your biological clock is ticking, so you have to get married at this certain age so that you can, get pregnant. And your pregnancy won't have that much at risk. Yeah, there could be some truth to that, but also I feel people feel more happier because, like the points that you mentioned just now, because of financial freedom they have, and they get to have, a lot of options out there, so they don't have to compromise their freedom for somebody. If you want to, that is up to you, that is fine, but compromising just for the sake of another person could be, if you do it on your own willingness, I think that is better. But if it's done it in a forceful manner, maybe it won't be that much happy. Yeah. So what do you think the society's view of singlehood, or how does it affect your self-esteem being single?
So society's view can be influenced how people see themselves. Like if being in a relationship is highly valued, singles might feel left out or pressured. On the other hand, in some places where independence is valued, being single can be seen as strong and confident. And there is a lot of talk about independence on the internet right now. So more and more people are choosing to weed and enjoy their personal lives first.
That's right. Okay, so I think that is a very important point also. So, have you downloaded any dating apps before? Have you tried out any online dating?
No, not. I don't need.
That's a good one. You don't need it. So I think I have tried before, but in my personal opinion, I find it is time constraining because you have to talk to this person, and then not everybody is available to talk to you on the spot. It's not like text messages. After a while, it will take some time for them to reply, or sometimes, there's a chances of people ghosting you, just suddenly disappear. It happens, and it can be a bit frustrating. But other hand, I have quite a number of friends who have found their true partners via dating app. So I think it's 50-50. So probably it works for some people. Maybe it doesn't work for some other people, just like me.
And me.
So, all right. So when we're talking about self-care on Singles Day, so what kind of self-care rituals or activities will be perfect for Singles Day?
For me, I prefer staying at home, playing games, watching dramas, or I would going out, going to the beach for some meditation, or hiking in the park, or doing some sports like playing basketball.
Wow, you are such an outdoorsy person, yeah? I'd rather stay at home, away from the sunlight, away from the people. I think for me, self-care ritual, I think getting a nice massage, or getting pampered by this facial spa therapy, yeah, that sort of thing would be nice. Or even just getting a nice meal. Oh, I think that would be a nice self-care ritual.
Yeah.
So let's say if you can design a perfect single person's day out, what would it be?
Oh, wow. I think for me, a perfect single person day out could start with a leisurely breakfast or brunch at a cozy cafe, and followed by exploring a favorite bookshop or art gallery. And the day could continue with a fun activity like taking a dance class or hiking or visiting an amusement park. And
Oh, wow.
and it would end with dinner at a new restaurant or a relaxing evening at home with candles, music, books, and
You
a
really
film.
to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You have very high standards for yourself. So if you want to find somebody else, they should be not with another guy, but I think they should be compete with your own self. Excuse me, I can take care of myself. So if you want to be in my life, you have to up the games.
Yeah.
Really like your ideas, Vicky. Sounds so good. Yeah. So single persons they are. I think they should be. You're mainly focus on yourself. I think not only just physical, but mentally. How can you be better person? Focus on things that you care about. It's not just like spending money, but it's more on your spiritual well-being. Whatever activities that can feed your soul or make yourself just happy. All right. So I think that's all for today's episode. And since we in the beginning we have said that this episode is very special, so we have invited some of our very special guest speakers in this episode. So let's hear from them. What do they think about the Singles Day? All right. So now let's listen to them.
Yes.
In Chinese culture, being single means being the leftovers of society, especially if you are beyond 30 years old. But I was lucky to be living in the 21st century, where people are more open-minded in Malaysia. A lot of people around my age are still single and unmarried. My parents are very open-minded too. They don't really question why I'm not looking for my other half. They hope I can do what I want and be happy rather than end up with a wrong man and have a miserable life ahead.
What does being single mean in different cultures? How is it perceived? In my culture, the Malay culture in Malaysia, it used to mean differently for men and women, especially women over, let's say, 25 years old. You have the words like spinster, andartu over here, things like that. But I would say nowadays people are more open and more accepting of being single at older age. Where previously being single might be linked to your self-worth, tak laku, you're not worth anything, not interesting enough to other people if you're still single at a certain age, versus nowadays it could mean, you're just someone who are more focused on your career or other parts of your life. I would say it's perceived differently, depends on different people.
Definitely. But I value my happiness and well-being first. I don't care if you call me selfish, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who will be living my own life. So I do what I want to do.
Does society's view on singlehood affect your self-esteem? I think it used to be. Again, when I was in the same group of people who link relationship status to self-worth. But as I grew older, as I tried to redefine what I want in my life, it affected me less and less, I would say. When you find ways to be confident, to love yourself in different parts of your life, it doesn't just have to be from your relationship status, and therefore whether you're single or not doesn't really affect your self-esteem.
为什么现在大家单身会感觉到非常的充实和快乐呢？第一，我觉得一般谈恋爱都是会在下班之后或者是周六周日的时间，我觉得谈恋爱是非常需要时间的。那么这些空闲时间大家其实都有安排的比较满，都会做一些自己喜欢的事情。第二个就是特别是单身久了的人会觉得维持一段关系，特别是这种亲密的关系会比较累，大家通常都会觉得低质量的恋爱不如高质量的单身。第三是我觉得 也是受现在网络的影响吧。现在网络上有很多的视频段子都在讲一些结婚，特别是对女性的一些负面的影响，还有谈恋爱、恋爱脑之类的这种批判的视频，会让大家感觉谈恋爱可能会给自己造成一些负面的影响。
我觉得就是对于单身人群来说，他更多的是想要比较充裕的时间和精力，还有金钱去做自己想做的事，所以很多人会觉得这样做自己更充实、更自在。
Go for a spa, facial, or manicure session, or go to a cafe or a park, have a nice cup of coffee accompanied by a book. Spend a quality day by yourself and enjoy the peace and quietness.
What are some self-care rituals or activities perfect for singles days? Do whatever you want, I guess. For someone like me, who's an overthinker and like mental games, I try to imagine what would I miss for my single days if and when I do get married and have children. I think basically it boils down to just appreciating whatever you have right now. Some people have relationship, go and appreciate that. Some people have, cute children, go and play with them. And some people are blessed with time and privacy. Go enjoy that. Do whatever you want.
首先早上起来我会给自己准备一个非常营养的早餐，然后去公园发一下呆，待个大约40分钟左右，然后我可能去逛街、看电影，中午再美美的吃一顿饭，然后回到自己的小窝里边午休一下，收拾一下房间，然后再去健身房做一下运动，非常的充实。
我觉得一个完美的单身日应该包括和朋友聚餐，然后玩自己想玩的游戏。对于我来说